ملاحظة مسألة ما مش تجيب.
Okay, now we have how a mobile or cellular telephone call is made. Now, first of all, when a telephone call is placed on a mobile user, the MSC dispatches the request to all base stations in the cellular system. Really now, the direction of communication is from the landline telephone to what? To the mobile telephone, okay? Or from the PSTN network to the MSC, I mean mobile switching center. The mobile identification number, MIN, which is the subscriber telephone number, is then broadcast as a paging message over all of the forward control channels throughout the cellular system. Now, look, please, we said that the direction of communication is from the landline telephone to what? To a mobile telephone. Good, this first thing. The second thing, look, the mobile identification number, every mobile has its MIN, its own MIN, which is the subscriber telephone number, is then broadcast as a paging message over all of the forward control channels through the cellular system. I mean, all base stations will broadcast this MIN. Now the question is, why all base stations will broadcast this MIN message? Can anyone tell me why we are going to broadcast this MIN number as a page over all of the forward control channels? I mean, over all the base stations. Why? Is there any problem with the communication? Do you hear me or not? No answer.
ولا دكتور هو ما تقدر.
Buchi Mawi Diker. We are broadcasting the MIN as a page over all base stations. Do you know why? Because the location of mobile is undefined for the MSC up to now. I mean, I don't know the mobile is engaged to which base station. So first of all, by using this technique, we are going to send the MIN as a page for all over all the base stations. I mean, we are looking for the mobile, and we are asking whether the mobile is engaged to which base station. The mobile receives the paging message sent by the base station, which it monitors, and respond by identifying itself over the reverse control channel. By now, the dedicated mobile will receive the page and respond to his base station. Okay. At this point, we can determine the location of the mobile exactly, and we will be informed by this message that this mobile is available within the network and is engaged, for example, to base station, say number 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay. Otherwise, maybe the mobile may be outside the network, or may be switched off. Okay, so we have these cases. Okay, either it is available inside the network, or it may be switched off, or say outside the coverage area. Well, now the base station relays the acknowledgement sent by the mobile and informs the MSC of the handshake. Now let's go to the timing diagram. It's a very important, really. Look at the timing diagram, how a cellular telephone call is made. Look, please, to understand this scenario, we have to have this timing diagram. As you can see, this x-axis represents what? Time advance. And in every time slot, we are going to what? We are going to perform a specific job. Look, please. MSC, we have base station and what? And the mobile station. Now, base station contains what? Forward control channel, reverse control channel, forward voice channel, and reverse voice channel. Again, the mobile station has forward control channel, reverse control channel, forward voice channel, and reverse voice channel. So first of all, we have to put the three basic elements of the cellular communication system, and then every part has its own channels to be used for what? For the communication. Now, we said that the integrated system of the cellular communication system has what? Has a link to the public switching telephone network, or landline telephones. Now, in this timing diagram, we are going to talk about what? About establishing a call request from the landline telephone to the what? To the mobile telephone. So the initial, or the starting point will be from the public telephone switching network, or the landline telephone. So first of all, in the first time slot, as you can see, okay, this is the first time slot, the MSC will receive call request from what? From the PSTN. Okay, of course, this call request contains the mobile identification number, and this identification number will be sent to whom? To all base station. As I have told you before, we are going to send this MIN to all base station. Why? The location of mobile is unknown for the what? For the MSC up to this point. Now, next step in the, look at the slot number 2. Slot number 2. The base station will transmit page of MIN for the specified user. Look, please, what we are going to do. Previously, in the previous lecture, I have told you, when you are going to make a communication from base station to the mobile unit, what will happen? We are going to talk to the mobile through forward control channel. Okay, if you are going to if the base station is going to talk to mobile, at that time the base station will use the forward control channel. Yeah, so the page will be transmitted to all mobiles. Okay, of course, every base station will transmit this MIN number to the users, and one of the user will respond to this page. Well, now receive the page and match the MIN with its own MIN. Okay, so in the first times and second time slot, what will happen? The MIN number of the mobile will be transmitted as a page over the base stations. Of course, one of the mobile unit will receives the page and matches the MIN with its own MIN. Now, what will happen now if the MIN match its own MIN number? At that time, the mobile will respond. Of course, the mobile, when mobile talks to the base station or responding to the base station, the mobile will use the reverse control channel. Okay, this is the direction of information. When base station informing the mobile by something, at that time the base station will use the forward control channel. On the other hand, when mobile will respond to something, at that time the mobile must use the reverse control channel. So look at the third time slot from the reverse control channel, acknowledges receipt of the MIN and sends ESN. It means the electronic serial number. Each instrument and SIM card has electronic serial number and the station class mark. So acknowledging of receiving MIN and sending electronic serial number. Now this information will be sent to whom? To the base station. Of course, all of these will be done through the reverse control channel. Why? By now the flow of information is from the mobile station to the base station, while in the second time slot the information flowing from the base station to the mobile station. Again, there is in the reverse control channel, the base station will receive the MIN, ESN station class mark and passes these information to whom? To the MSC again. Now, in the next time slot, look, now what will happen? Now the MSC will verify that the mobile has a valid MIN ESN pair. Of course, this verification operation will be done where? At the MSC. Now, after that, after making the necessary verification and checking the balances and everything else, okay, the MSC will request the base station, okay, to move the mobile to unused voice channel. Well, now the base station will instruct the MSC will instruct the base station to provide a voice channel for the requested call. Now, after that, look again. Now, the base station will talk to the mobile. So again, we are going to use what? To use the forward control channel. Transmit data message for mobile to move to a specific voice channel. Now, the mobile receives data messages to move to specific voice channel. Now, after that, the MSC will connect the mobile with the calling party on the PSTN, and then we are going to use the voice channels or traffic channels to make the communication. Now, in the forward voice channel, begin voice transmission. Look, please, on the other forward voice channel, begin voice reception. Here we have voice reception and here we have voice transmission. So at the same time, one of the users will talk, the other will listen. On the other, for example, time slot, the second user, for example, will talk and the first one will listen. This is the logical steps for establishing a call from a landline telephone to a mobile station. This is the first scenario. I mean, from the PSTN to the MSC, we have established a call. Now, do you have any question about this scenario? Okay, you don't have any question. Well, let's go to a second scenario. Okay, when a mobile originates a call. Now the direction is what? From mobile to what? To a landline telephone. Okay, from mobile to a landline telephone, we are going to make a call. A call initiation request is sent on the reverse control channel. Okay, on the reverse control channel. Now we said that whenever we are going to talk to the base station from the mobile to the base station, we have to use what? We have to use the reverse. So the starting point in this scenario is from the mobile station. So in this time, the mobile station would request a number which belongs to a landline telephone. Of course, this process means what? Means talking to the base station. So in order to talk to the base station, we have to use the what? We have to use the reverse control channel. Now, to use the reverse control channel, so the mobile number, okay, a call initiation request is sent on the reverse control channel. With this request, the mobile unit transmits its telephone number, MIN, electronic serial number, ESN, and telephone number of the called party, okay? MIN, ESN of the mobile, and the requested number of the called party. The cell base station receives these data and sends it to the MSC. Of course, the MSC in this time will what? Will verify the MIN and ESN of the mobile unit and makes connection to the called party through the PSTN and instructs the base station and mobile users to move to the unused forward and reverse voice channels pair to allow conversation to begin. Look at the timing diagram. Look, please. Again, we have the three basic elements of the wireless communication system, which are MSC, base station, and the mobile station. As you can see here, in the first time slot, we said that the starting point will start from what? From the mobile unit. Okay, so this is send call initiation request along with the subscriber MIN number and the number of the what? Of the called party. It will be sent to whom? To the base station. Of course, as I have told you before, the communication will be done through what? Through the reverse control channel. Why? Here, the mobile will send information to the base station. So this conversation is done through the reverse control channel. Again, the MSC base station will pass the information to whom? To the MSC, receives the call initiation request from the base station and verifies that the mobile has a valid MIN ESN number. Now, then in the next time slot, the MSC will instruct the base station, okay, to provide voice channels for this call. Now the base station will send a page. Look, please. Now the base station will instruct the mobile station to do something through the forward control channel. Page for called mobile, instructing the mobile to move to voice channel. Now the mobile will receive the page and matches the MIN with its own MIN number. Receiver's instruction to move to voice channels. In the another next time slot, it will be connected to mobile with the called party on the PSTN, and then the transmission of information will start. As you can see in the forward control voice channel, begin voice transmission, voice reception, and here we have begin voice reception, and here voice transmission. Okay, this is about what? About the timing diagram to establish a call from mobile to landline telephone. By now, we have discussed two kinds of scenarios. First one, establishing a call from a landline telephone to a mobile, and in the second scenario, we have discussed the steps or the time slots or the timing diagram by which the call is established from mobile to a PSTN telephone. Now, as an assignment, okay, and I'm going to give you an assignment on the model, and I will give you 1 week to submit this assignment. The assignment includes the following. You have to draw the timing diagram for establishing a call from mobile to a mobile unit. Okay, by now we have discussed 2 scenarios: establishing a call from PSTN user to a mobile user. In the second scenario, we have talked about establishing a call from the mobile to a PSTN user. In the third scenario, which will be an assignment for you, you have to submit this assignment within a week, okay, as it's given in the model, okay. So the assignment will be drawing the timing diagram to establish a call from one mobile to another. Roaming, a cellular system provides a service called roaming. This allows subscriber to operate in a service area other than the one from which the service is subscribed. When a mobile enters a city or a geographic area that is different from its home service area, it is registered as a roamer in the new service. This accomplished by over the forward control channel, since each roamer as compared to an FCC at all times. This is about what the cellular system and how we are going to establish a call between 2 mobile numbers. Now let's go to another lecture. This lecture will talk about the different communication systems. Now, this will be modern wireless communication systems. I mean, we are going to talk about the first generation, second generation, and third generation. Well, the pre-prevailing stage. Of course, at the beginning, the origins of the wireless communication system, we don't have cells. All we have is a single cell, okay? Single cell, a high elevated tower and high transmitted power. Of course, as you can see, from the base station to the mobile is called the downlink, and from mobile to the base station is called what is called the uplink. Now we're talking about communication from base station to the mobile by using what? Forward control channel, and the communication from the mobile to the base station will be done through the reverse control channel. So at the beginning, we have a single tower, okay, or high elevated tower with high amount of power transmitted from the towers. Of course, in this case, the number of users is very limited, and such a systems may be used where in the for businessmen and in the military field. Of course, it's about the origins of the wireless communication. Look at the features of this system. Only car telephone service. We don't have handheld or portable devices. Heavy, bulky, and expensive equipments. No handover capabilities. Poor grade of service. Now, do you know what I mean by grade of service or not? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by the grade of service? What do you mean by grade of service? Are you listening to the lecture or not? Okay, grade of service means the following. Look, please. For example, we may have 100 call attempts, okay, or call requests, and say 2 calls out of 100 are blocked or rejected, and the rest are what? Are obeyed. So what will be the grade of service at that time? Or the blocking rate will be 0.02 or 2 over 100. So the grade of service represents what? Number of blocked calls divided by total number of calls. Okay? Grade of service means what? Number of blocked calls divided by total number of calls. Of course, we are looking for what? For small number of, for GOS, okay, or grade of service. Another feature of this system is low speech quality, low capacity. When you talk about low capacity, it means what? Limited number of users. We have a very limited number of users when you talk about low capacity. And high market saturation. Of course, what does it mean by high market saturation? There is a high demand on these systems, and we don't have enough of channels to be dedicated for all users. No frequency reuse. Power level is not safe, very high. They are using very high amount of power to provide the acceptable transmission. Power hungry transceivers, again, always we have to provide energy for the transmitters. This is about the first stage. Now let's go to the Sharif Karamka.
Karam Dorbi, Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
A poor grade is considered a disadvantage or an advantage?
No, disadvantage. Have a poor grade of service is a disadvantage. يعني شو تشتغل poor grade of service؟ يعني poor grade of service means what? Means we have high blocking rate. يعني مثلا for example, you have one call attempts, so out of this one call attempts we may have 20 blocked calls. Okay, this is the mean of poor grade of service. Okay, so always we are looking for what? Looking to reduce the number of blocked calls. Okay, this is the idea behind the GOS. Yes. Thank you, Mamnoon. Okay, now let us talk about the first generation. Now, in the first generation, the area is divided into cells, okay, or small regions. In the first, I mean, the origins of the wireless communication, we don't have, say, cells or small regions. Now, in the first generation mobile system, the overall area is divided into small areas called cells, and each area has its own base station. Well, so in the first generation mobile system, we have introduced the frequency reuse. Of course, in the next week, inshallah, we are going to talk about the frequency reuse technique, and we are going to solve 2 problems to illustrate and to understand the concept of the frequency reuse. Now, then we have adaptive power control, and then we have used the cell sectorization. Sorry, I'm going to mute all of you. There is a noise. Jamaat. Okay. Then cell sectorization is used, cell splitting, and we have handover. Now, The first generation mobile system features depending on the analog technology. So up to now, when we talk about the first, in the first generation, still we don't have a privacy or a good information security. Different operating frequency ranges. What does it mean? Yesterday we have talked about different standards of the wireless communication system. We said that we have US, Europe, and Japan standards. So every system uses a specific bandwidth. We don't have a unified bandwidth, okay? So different operating frequencies means what? We are going to use different devices. Incompatible system due to what? Due to different operating frequency ranges. Suffer from capacity saturation. Again, the number of users is very limited. Limited to voice service only, just for voice calls. Insufficient transmission quality. No encryption. Of course, why we are using the analog technology modulation, so there is no encryption. A frequency modulation, FM, FDMA transmission in technology. These are examples for the different systems: operational year, frequency range, country, and the systems. Look, as you can see, frequency range, we have different frequency ranges for different countries. So we are talking about different standards. Now, then the second generation is introduced. Objectives for the second generation: common standard, to determine common standard. International roaming, the second objective, to work everywhere. A huge capacity to provide large number of users. Digital encryption techniques, I mean, we are going to use the digital modulation techniques. Noise and interference robust. Enhanced range of services, I mean, not I'm going to talk only for the voice calls. Well, so we may add a new, okay. So we may add the new services like messages and so on. Low cost equipment, low power consumption, lightweight, compact, pocket size terminals. Of course, whenever we talk about encryption, we have to use digital techniques. So TDMA, digital transmission, is used. Integrated service digital network compatibility. So when we are going to install the mobile service or MSC, this MSC must have has connection with what? With the, for example, previous systems like public switching telephone network. In the third generation feature, we have global standard, global roaming, multimedia services are added. Unique universal handset. We have a single, say, mobile unit, and we may be used all over the world. Multiple environment, indoor, outdoor, and vehicular scenarios. So we have to provide the coverage for outdoor, indoor, and in the vehicular technologies. Circuit and packet switching mode of service. Direct sequence mode based on the wideband code division multiple access. Of course, in the third generation, again, the separate spectrum techniques is introduced. Of course, at the end of this course, we are going to talk about the separate spectrum techniques. Multi-carrier mode based on CDMA 2000, and time division duplex mode based on TDM CDMA. This is about the systems of the or the generations of the mobile communication system. Next week, inshallah, we are going to talk about the frequency reuse system and how we are going to increase the capacity of the cellular communication system using the frequency reuse technique. Now, do you have any question, please? Well, if you don't have any question, this will be the lectures for the second hour, and we have finished the lectures for the second hour. Yes, Jager. كلامك جيجر كلامك جيجر You are unmuted. All of you are unmuted. You have to unmute yourself. Kajeger. Yeah. You have to unmute yourself. All of you are unmuted.
سيدة بس بجمع محاضرة عايتو خزن كيف أبلود كان موديلي ده
أبرو إن شاء الله دي أبلود كم همي محاضرة دي أبلود كم أبرو دهي ويتأبروج إن شاء الله
درست سيدة أما
سرشابا برا سرشابا إراتي Okay, thank you for you. And about the attendance, again, I'm going to tell you about the attendance. I'm going to depend on the Zoom reports to write down or record your attendance. Thank you and see you in next week, inshallah.
دكتور
بلي عزيزي كرمك.
دكتور بس مسألة غيابات يا بكردي وما شاركين زين شو الريبورت
إيه بلا سرچا وادي
ذكرت.
بيجمتا نكدي بيجمتا. بري خوب ده. نكا ما برنامجي أودي زومي ما هي نسخة أصلية ما يتحين درسته. يعني زانكويا ما زانكويا دهوكي أو كري تقريبا نظام چند أكاونت يعني قالكن راستي. نكا ما أكاونتك هي بصفات شاري إيك تجي بصفات سي والدوي وإيك يجي. باشا. يعني هر قناة كيما أكاونتك يا هي. اگر هي اكاونتك اصلي تهبو برنامج زومي ما ريبورت هي يعني تقرير هي تقرير بوشتشتا قاعد يستحكم كي موجوده المحاضره يعني مثلا تهر لسر موقعي موقع zoom.us لازم ادخال كي او دي يعني زوم اكاونت درسته زوم اكاونت with its password قال باسورد طبعا ادخالك باش تنجيتا او دي هي يعني اوبشنز تهي قالكن اكش 1 او دي ريبورت ريبورتي او ديك اختيار هل بجر ريبورتي تهي participant يعني كم موجوده المحاضره هل البارتيسيبنت ذكى تهي تقريبا هي باكسل شيت او بي دي اف موجوده طبعا او تشيب كان ام دي بيجمتا يعني مثلا قاعد يستحكم طبعا نافيت صريح يعني نافي مروفيتشيا مثلا على سبيل المثال محمد احمد شاكر ام دي بالاسم محمد احمد شاكر نافي من سد زومي قال ايميل اوكي دركت ناف وايميل وستارتنج تايم واندنج تايم يعني كنجي از حاضر المحاضره كنجي من دركت باشا وبيشتي هنجي اخير كولوم يا هي نت تايم يعني مثلا جار هي مثلا مثلا somebody may start say at for example 3 o'clock enters to the Zoom and he may depart the Zoom at for example after 10 minutes يعني net time duration time چنده 10 دقيقة بس طالبة قالك كيما چنابت وصادشت يعني اوكي so يعني هر مروفك هر طالبك طبعا امكان يسحكمه وقتي حضوري كنجيا وقتي اويدي كنجيا وكامل النت تايم دي دركت بريكا زومي ابايا جيجر كرمكه جيجر كرمكه
سيدة بو هكا ميجرتي كورا بوما تشبيت نشكو بالي كاد سجورا كورا بوم شو از در كات موت ما تدو
هنا مشكله زاني شيء من قلت تا هي شيء يعني وقتي محاضره ديوريشن تايم كاتشنده يعني مثلا طبعا شنابت مثلا يعني مثلا دوتسي دقه بس يعني مروف حاضر بو مثلا شنابت وصلت يعني بس مثلا يعني مثلا 20 دقه 10 دقه وصل معقوله يعني نف ساعات معقوله بس هي طلبه دين مثلا شب كان مثلا بس على اساس بحضره يعني هذا نافزوي بشتني راسا دركت شنابت وصلتش طبعا بس مقطع أنا مشكله عاديه أنا مشكله قالك اعتياديه عليه. anything else جماعه بيصارك هذه تشتكادي اي كرمك
دكتور نوفي من عربي إشكالك
شي
نوفي من حرف عربي نه إشكالك بو
لا ظاني شيء يعني مشكله لينا بس ظاني شيء يعني نافي خو لازم كامل يعني مثلا
قلنا
نافي
كنا
شيء مثلا نافي محمد علي علي محمد عفوا اري يعني تبي بيس نافي كامل مثلا علي محمد شيء مشكله كان ظاني شو
دكتور عفو بس بسيارة قولي
اي كرم كبره
وفي كرسي بس توزيع درجات توبي
كرسي شيء
وفي كرسي يعني توزيع درجة كميتر
بلا
جنده
عفوا درست ابى بسالكي عفوا نوكا اف كورس طبعا تتظاني ما هي يعني عمليه هي ونظريه هي باشا مختبر عمليه بجدايه طبعا 20 درجه تتظاني 20 درجه 10 درجه قال سعي و10 درجه امتحانه فايناليه باشا يعني سعيد دركت شبينجي درجه ابا ايك نوكا هي كل درجه نظريه اي كل درجه نظريه دي ابتدوا درجه 20 درجه لسر وايرلس كوميونيكيشن يعني عايده منه ابا لسر سيلولار وسي دي ام اي وساتلايت و20 درجه عايدي فايبر اوبتيكيه فايبر اوبتيك قال دكتور صالحي باشا يعني هو صاير يعني 20 درجه فايبر اوبتيك 20 درجه وايرلس كوميونيكيشن دبت كل درجه سعي نظري وما هي 10 درجه اويديه براكتيكال عملي افا دبت 5 درجه افا سعيه امتحانه فاينل تهي 10 درجه عملي وكل درجه امتحانه فاينل طبعا افايا وصايا اوكي any other question علي جماعه
بس دكتور دي كان ما تدي ولا كلمه فايبر بشتغل كوميونيك خلاص
طبعا نكزاين كان تقريبا يعني شش حفتيه ابايا وايرلس كوميونيكيشن او حفته مثلا يعني نيف كورس باشا نيف اويديا نيف وايرلس كوميونيكيشن ويا دي جي اويديا فايبر اوبتيك again I want to tell you something next week جماعه حفتيه بيت طبعا شارشم درسته حفتيه بيت شارشم ساعات مثلا تدفيت ده مثلا لا مشكله ما اول كويز يا هي باشا بس بشي تشتا ابا اول دو ليكتشر باشا اول سي ليكتشر درسته يعني ما هي لسر introduction mobile terms cellular communication system و timing diagram for call from the landline telephone to mobile and from mobile to the landline telephone ابا اول كويزه باشا جماعه حفتيها بيت شارشم وقلت assignment جي هي assignment لسر موديليه طبعا او assignment تشتى من قلتها مدفيت timing diagram you have to draw the timing diagram to establish a call between two mobile units belonging to the same MSC. That's about your duties for the next week. درسته؟
بس كويس اونلاين عن الكليه
لا كويس الكليه اونلاين شيء الكليات تشارشم تحديد كري وقت بو كويزي الكامبس يعني باشا
دكتور بس او دو جروب يعني چهارشنبه بيشن بيشيد هين
لا همي چهارشنبه وقتی کویزی یک گروپ دبت یک گروپ نينا دو جروب اگر ما كويز هبو یک جروبه باشا نفسي وقتها يعني فهي دو قاعة يا هاي قاعة سي 22 اف 22 از بيجم دو قاعة أنا امتحان كان ناف قاعة وتاجيلنا كان طبعا كنكم ما وقت نينا ما كي بنقول تاذاني في كورسا يعني وايرلس كوميونيكيشن ما هي المفروض دو كويزه ما هبو وميد تيرمك طبعا ميد تيرمي او دي وايرلس كوميونيكيشن نلقى القسميه يعني دا بيجمته تبزاني كاروش كرمك كاروش كرمك كاروش
دكتور بيجمع مناش يمكن بيشان بيت دكتور
لا من وقت نينا بيشم والله
جيكو صاني بوش دكتور ما سيشام محاضرة حتى درانجة هين بشام وسيشام وكاتش بيشام
والله عزيزي صاني يعني
يعني
بس دقائق بيجمته هي وقت هي چهارشنبه تحديد كري وقت بو كويزه باشا وچهارشنبه از موجودم يعني از موجودم الكليه ابايا تظاني ما هي اونلاين هي او دي جي هي ابا مشكله يعني فچهارشنبه از موجودم والله عزيزي
تمام انت والله بس ما بين محافظات
صنايع
والله
نفس
مشكله
زحمته كويسك بصنايع نفس زحمته تشاو
مشكلة دكتور شرح انا محتاج وقتي اعتمر في فكري انك مثلا مدك
ما خلاص كنت مالات انه كم خلاص كنت ابى بس محاضره يا تهي وخلاص تشو حطها حفتي يا بيت صاني وقت قالك وقت تشي ما دنا ورقري حطها في قافي باشا انا ها بس بيج متى اكتشت طبعا تاجيلنا كان كويسي رجاء نقول انت ما وقت نينا شنو قالت تاجيل مشكله ام تاجيل كان بس اخير تشت دبت بس ايك امتحانه ودا ايك شانس دي هبن ودي حساب كان مثلا سعي وايرلس كوميونيكيشن مثلا بيك امتحانه بس لا مشكله يعني. وهو صارتش نباشا بوتا نباشا اوكي فمدفيد مثلا يعني ما درجه هب ولا سر كويزي مثلا دو كويزه ما هبو اساينمنت دي متى اساينمنت لسر موديل طبعا اساينمنت وتحضور جي يا هي ومترمك يعني اوكي تقالك تشانس يا هي say lecture جماعة lecture number 1 lecture number 2 and lecture number 3 okay quiz 3 lectures lecture 1 2 3 yesterday I have talked about lecture number 1 today we have talked about 2 lectures okay so for the quiz you have 3 lectures any more questions جماعة do you have questions let me see لا فارس lecture عزيزي okay lecture number 1 lecture number 2 and lecture number 3 okay if you don't have any questions I'm going to end the session any questions please no questions okay see you next week inshallah